Hey guys, I wanted to show you some of my most exciting eyeshadow palettes today. So I have picked 3 out of my collection that are filled with a super interesting variety of colors that is just exciting to look at and inspiring to use. So if you find yourself on the neutral train and you want to branch out and purchase a palette that has a little bit more color going on, maybe something a little more daring than you're used to, I have 3 recommendations for you at 3 different price points that I think you'll really love. I'm going to start with the least expensive of these palettes, which is from BH Cosmetics, and it's their Galaxy Chick palette. This palette contains 18 baked eyeshadows, and I have to be honest with you, I think the BH Cosmetics baked eyeshadow formula is some of the best out there. I've tried Baked Shadows by Laura Geller, I've tried the e.l.f. Baked Shadows, so very different ends of the price spectrum, and honestly, these are so good. So this is the palette itself. Look at how interesting it is just on its own. It's so incredibly pretty with the marbling within the colors and the variety of colors. There's a lot of blue going on in here, but there's also some other fun pops of colors, some sort of purples to burgundies to more orangey warm tones. And then you even get some neutral browns and golds as well, and a really nice sort of gunmetal silver over here. The one thing about this palette is these are all shimmers. So you're going to have a sheen on your eye if you use just this palette. You can always pull in some matte singles or another matte palette that you might have to complete a look. But honestly, I've completed full looks without using any matte shadows. I know that's a crazy faux pas to throw some shimmer in your crease, but I don't care. So I've done that before and I've created some really fun looks with this. Sometimes it seems like if you're going for shimmer, then why not just go for it? So I highly recommend this palette. They have 2 others in this collection. I can't remember the names of those right off the top of my head, but one is a newer release that's all warm tones. So if that's up your alley, then maybe check that one out. And then they have another one that's like the Supernova or something like that. It still has this sort of like celestial theme. This one has fun names like Aphrodite, Comet, Milky Way, Mercury, Venus. So I really do think these are stunning. Let's take a look at a few of them so you can see them in swatches. I'm going to go ahead and show you just like 3 or 4 colors to give you a sense of what these products look like. So let's go in with one of these blues, since there are a lot of really interesting blue, sort of blue-green tones. Let's go there. I'm going to pick up the shade Earth. So I'm giving it a swirl on my fingertip, and you can see the shade there. Really shimmery and pretty. I'm also going to grab, let's do Jupiter. And then I think one of the really wearable, like if you want to do like a one shadow look, I really love the shade Mars. And then let's grab a purple as well. I'm going to go in with Milky Way. Okay, so here are those shades. Look at how interesting they are. I just think they're beautiful. Let's do a swatch on the wrist here. So there's our blue, our sort of reddish orange. This shade is gorgeous. It's sort of a plummy brown. It's really interesting. And then that lilac shimmery purple. Really fun shades, really good color payoff, nice and soft and easy to blend as well. So these are just really fun to work with and I highly recommend them. All right, you guys, another palette that's super exciting to look at and just filled with fun, inspirational colors is this Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. I'm also really intrigued by their Magic palette. They have a variety of palettes out there. Their original Nubian palette is much more neutral if you're interested in that. But if you want something with really interesting pops of color, then I highly recommend checking out the Nubian palette, or the Nubian 2 rather. And I definitely think I'm going to try to get my hands on the Magic palette as well. Let's take a look inside of this. This is such a beautiful palette for, well, for any season, but a lot of beautiful fall colors in here with some of these rusty oranges and this beautiful green up in the corner here. So just some gorgeous shadows that I really love. My eye look today is from this palette. I wanted to show you that you can also go neutral with these palettes. So just like the shade Mars in the Galaxy Chick palette, you could do a one shadow look of a beautiful neutral plummy brown in there. In this one today, I'm actually wearing the shade Madagascar in my crease. This one blends beautifully if you use a really soft brush. I have the shade Shiba all over the lid then, and I have Zuri in the inner corner, and then along the lower lash line, I added Nairobi. So this was just a really fun look, and I love the pop of gold on the lower lash line. But you can have so much more fun with this as well. So I'm wearing some of those neutral colors, but I want to go ahead and swatch for you some of these bright bold colors also because they're just fantastic. You get four matte shades in here. So this deep chocolatey brown. Oh, I also have this in my outer crease. Deep chocolatey brown, this nice transition or crease shade. This shade Morocco is a matte orange, and then Jezebel, which is a matte plum. So those are beautiful. Let's go ahead and do some swatches. I'm really intrigued by this shade. This is called Ya. Let's take a look at that gorgeous green. Let's swatch the blue, and then I'm going to give you some of that orange as well. So here are those shades. Look at the pigmentation, look at the shine. I mean, these are really high quality because they're super pigmented. Yes, you have to take care to do a little extra blending. If you want to really pack these shadows on, you have to be careful that you're using a more flat eyeshadow brush so that you don't get fallout all over your face. But I don't tend to get fallout as long as I use the right kind of brush and the right careful application. But I mean, you can't beat the color payoff on these. So let's take a look at those in some swatches as well. Here we go. The metallics are so pigmented. They're almost buttery. And your mattes are beautiful. I do have to say they can be patchy upon first application, but with a little bit of blending, they really do smooth out nicely, and I think they're fantastic. So absolutely love this Nubian 2 palette. Definitely thinking about getting the Magic palette. Let me know if you have that one and if you recommend it. But I'm super in love with these, and I think some of those colors that I just swatched for you are going to be incredible for fall. All right, and then the last palette I want to recommend for a palette that's just exciting and inspiring to look at is the range of colors in the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just did a demo and review of this on my channel, so if you're interested in kind of the nitty-gritty on the formula and how it performs, you can definitely check out that video. But I just want to talk about the inspiration, the way this palette makes me feel. When I look at this range of colors, I just feel so excited by it. It's not just really monochromatic neutrals. It's not like any palette that I have. So I love that. I'm gonna hop the brush out here so I don't drop it all over the place. But anyway, I absolutely love that. I think this palette is really interesting, and I just wanted to show it to you again to let you know that it's worth the purchase. So I showed you in a look the shade Edge, New Wave, Roxy, and Electric, I believe. So let's go ahead and swatch some of these other shades because they're all so, so pretty. So I'm going to dive in and show you Axis. I want to show you All Star, Destiny, because this is such an interesting olive green, and Adorn, the other metallic in here. Take a look at those. Look at that pigmentation. Look at how metallic Adorn is. It's so beautiful. And this olive green shade is really pretty. I'm really excited about that shade, again, for fall. So I'm really feeling these shadows coming up around the corner. But honestly, I think all of these palettes I've mentioned could work in multiple seasons. I'm just kind of pulling some colors from them that I think are going to be really exciting for fall time. So let's take a look at all of these. The other two were Axis and All Star. They're so pretty. Look at these shades. All Star is gorgeous. It's a beautiful burgundy shade, and it's just so soft and blendable. It's stunning. It's burgundy, but it has this brown undertone. Like it's really earthy. Axis is gorgeous. I just love how deep and dark this is, but it still comes across as teal. It doesn't look muddy. And then Destiny is a nice sort of warm olive green. And then I mean, this metallic is amazing. It's really good. There you have it, guys. These three palettes really call out to me in my collection when I'm thinking about palettes that are just unique, that have really fun sets of colors that are really inspiring and different from something more standard that I have in my collection. So I highly recommend them. I think that you could get something at any price point that you're looking at. Obviously, Anastasia Subculture palette's going to be the most expensive at around $42. The Juvia's Place palette right now online is about $25, but I know they go in and out of sales, so just try to catch that one when it is on sale. And then the BH Cosmetics palette, the Galaxy Chick palette, is always going in and out of sale, so it's often around like $8 to $14, so it's definitely an affordable one. So I highly recommend these, you guys, and I hope that you'll check them out. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favorite super colorful palettes are, something that you find really exciting when you open it and take a look at it. I would love to know. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.